Okay, welcome, Doovid here. I'm going to stream some more Crazy Horse chess. I spent a lot of time over the holiday playing chess. I was a little tired from my studies, and chess is kind of my preferred way to waste time. Usually pretty academic, and chess is about as light as I'll go into my activities. And so I played a lot of Crazy Horse, and I'm going to put this in the link to my fellow players. So I put in the link to my fellow chess players and my fellow chess players curious. So I went to the Automotive Testing Expo today, and you'll see, try to get a little academic on that, and let's play some chess. So I did my ramble at the chess club Friday. He was reading this Oki. He's got a Crazy Horse channel, and I was speaking to this guy Crazy Maharaj that he plays on here also, and you're just about the history of the game, kind of like the nerds or the intellectual game makers who created this game, developed the game over the last decades, versus possibly some of the spiritual implications of what's going on. Regular chess, I've talked about that many times. Just in terms of decision making, cognitive development, child development, various things, thought process for spiritual implications, and what possibly the piece is meaning, the origins of the game, like Dr. Dean and his famous chess set collection, um, and to what does a crazy house mean? Okay, thanks for joining, Ben Noak. See if some people turn up in the chat. We're gonna wrench. I'm even gonna wrench Ben Noak, my long-term viewer. And okay, so 20 seconds. So um, you think the original game of chess is you take a piece. You have a set army, and when there's a casualty on the battlefield, or however you look at it, if you use like the battlefield metaphor, the reason chess is a good game is because it's um, interpretive, because it's symbolic. It's unclear what it means. That the one common denominator is just the patterns for how the pieces move. There's no necessarily denominator of what the pieces mean. Like even now, where certain things are relatively obvious, like you have bishop, knight, rook, king, and queen, that goes back to Staunton. I don't know if he wasn't recognized as a world champion, but one of the top players in the world. And his view, his standardization of the chess board that we is basically universally used um, today. And so try to come up with something. I'm not sure if I have anything. Let's push it out in here. So pretty even position, slow to adapt. We've gone about even. I'm 6-4. I have a slight lead. I was looking at another player. I got a slight fall behind. So it's a slower game. First game. Important to try to win this. So I'm go up like this. It takes. Try to get my knight in here. So I'm just going to go like this. If he takes, I'll take with the pawn. Because if he takes, okay. So I'm here like this. Be a little bit careful. I'm not sure what's going on. I got to take with the pawn. Try to solidify my position. A whole bunch of knights in there. He's got all 4 bishops, and I have all 4 knights. So the transaction right here is I've traded 2 bishops for 2 knights, and all the pieces have been placed on the board. So now we're going to place a few bishops. So place these bishops down. So yeah, this is one of the better players. So just the irony. What you're thinking of, normally when you play chess, whatever the pieces represent. I got sidetracked talking about the the hit Staunton and the history of the game and the current symbology of so to say, the Christian European feudal system. That's the current symbology on the chessboard. but it's basically these simple geometric patterns that the pieces represent, and what the pieces mean. Any meaning that you apply to the game is I don't know if you'd say it's purely coincidental, but um, it's an added factor to the game. It's not essential to the game. What the pieces mean isn't an essential aspect of the game. The essential aspect of the game is the patterns by which the pieces move. So I have all my material off the board, as where he has all his material on the board. Um, see if I could come up with something. And that pawn there could be for this knight here. He takes, I'll take back, but just that was dumb. I should, this square was the one more to defend because I don't want to sack. Um, my goal's not to sack, so he plays there, and then he plays the queen down. My goal, I should have defended this square, so that was just poor form. So I guess I could play knight there. This might give me opportunity to place a bunch of pieces. I'll probably take that pawn, and I'll just place a bunch of pieces to safety up around my king. Maybe he'll even have to give up his queen, but I don't see it right away, and time is ticking down, so I'm just going to play the rook in there. It's a pretty weak move, pretty sad move, and he even has that. So take, and he could play a pawn in there if he wants. So he plays the check. Not sure. I'll take. So time's ticking down, so let me just finish up this game. This guy's one of the stronger players on the server. Does a good job at beating me quite often, so just try to take this game a little bit seriously. I guess I gotta go in there. Bishop on the queen, this bishop on the knight. I'm really low on time. So I was talking, and I just didn't come up with any winning strategies, and not knowing quite low on time. So I'm not sure. Not looking good here. I have very little time, like a minor chance to come up with an attack. He's not super fast, this player, so to my advantage that he's relatively slow. Piece down there. Wow, somehow I won that on time. I don't even know how I won that. That came down to the exact wire. So I was streaming that. I lost a little bit of attention. Rune, thanks for showing up. Okay, so that was a tough game. I got lucky to win that, and thank God. So I was going to mention some of the competitive spirit. So I want to say, like, I'm playing this game thinking about spiritual implications, and largely I recognize it's a waste of time. So the only really advantage to being good at chess is kind of like an ego boost. We discussed. I've discussed in the past. Indications of intelligence is chess playing ability. How much is that an indication of intelligence? Or is it are there better indications? Like if you said, well, how much money a person has is a pretty good indicator of intelligence. But obviously you could only tell so much by how much money a person has. It's only an indication, a correlate to intelligence. Okay, so that just castle, get out of there. Okay, so let me try to get some quick wins here and put together some of these thoughts that I was trying to put on Crazy House. Uh, yeah, I mean, so chess to me that's basically what this is. Chess is like a meditation, and just a way of on keeping my pattern recognition processes are going very quickly. So I was playing on LI chess, and there's players who played tens of thousands of games. A Crazy House, like Oki, the guy who has a Crazy Horse channel. I looked through some of his videos, and he's got these like elaborate videos on. I'm just gonna try to take that knight off. See what he's doing here. So I'm going to take that. He doesn't have anything to play, so if he plays rook takes, it's fine. I'm just going to take that knight off and ask him what he's doing. The pawn here was my threat. Oh, it's check. Dang. Dang, that was horrible. Unfortunately, that came with check. That is not what I wanted to play. Now I have my king open. Like it was, just a slip of mind, and now I'm at substantial disadvantage, unfortunately. So we'll see if he could turn that into anything material, as my king could probably run this way, and he's not playing the most efficient attacking method. He could try bishop there is probably from his better strategies, but I don't want to give him that knight check. So I've limited his checks. His queen and his rook is hanging. So I could conceivably, like if he plays rook takes rook, I could conceivably just go ahead and snap off his queen, because he doesn't. We'll see. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe that was hasty. Okay, yeah, he fell for mate. So that was. It may not have been the best move. So on LI chess, you have these players that have played large amounts of games. They've studied the patterns. You have computer analysis of the opening, and so you see like there's a certain ego feeding to winning. So okay, there's you players all over the world, and so I got myself briefly into the top 200 on LI chess of all the players, and you get a certain ego boost. Like Doovid's smart. Doovid, people should take him seriously and pay attention to what he thinks, because he's smart and he knows what he's talking about. And so some people may be able to sort of say decipher that from my arguments, decipher that from various things I say, as where other people may not be able to decipher, saying, and they're not so sure Doovid's so smart, they're not so sure they're agreeing with anything that I'm saying. And so chess playing could be used as some sort of recognition factor of mental cognitive ability. You should know that Doovid is worth taking seriously due to his ability to play chess extremely well, or some method like that. And or if it's just within chess that itself, like I just want to demonstrate that I'm good at this game called chess, and without any necessarily added implications to what it means to be good at chess, whether chess is some sort of indicator of intelligence or not, but just saying that Doovid's good at chess, and that's nothing more, nothing less than that. Okay, so I get knight check. Yeah, he's got to sack his queen, because otherwise, if he moved over, I would pawn check and out there. No, I mean, he wasted his bishop there, so be careful. He's got knight check and then knight check, winning my queen. So unfortunately, Unfortunately, I got to go. I got to go there. Now I'm screwed. No, I definitely didn't want to have him place that knight there. So now he gets knight check, winning my queen, and my king's out completely unsafe in the middle of the board. I'm probably lost. There's probably. Oh, now he's got another knight check. So unfortunately, I messed this game up. I got to resign this. Even though this guy's pretty weak, he's actually in first place, so he's got a skill at winning this game quickly. But he was talking too much, and that game slipped out of my hands. So um, yeah, so I was mentioning, I wanted to talk about some of the spiritual implications of switching sides in Crazy House. What does it mean, that you have a, a piece of one, persuasion, and then all of a sudden that piece is representative of, the opposite side. And I guess I'll just win the rook. So try to get a quick win. Like that was a bad loss, so that's not even a quick win. So yeah, this could be unfortunate. Dumb, like so his king's relatively back into safety. I didn't get anything out of this, and now he could chase my queen around a little bit, although that's just a free piece. So almost have a sacrifice there. So it wasn't quite a finish off there. You want to have a nice, quick, easy finish off. So take there. I'm on his knight. Bishop there is actually a checkmate threat. Um, so the bishop there, force him to sack the knight. Force him to take with the knight. And if he goes back, I'm going to go pawn here. And I guess I'm just going to take. So I'm up a tiny bit of material now, a bit largely because he just lost his piece there for nothing. I'll just go back. So it's good to be up material. Just drop a knight in on there. Attack the rook. Okay. So now rook down here wins the queen. And this should be. I should be able to have a mate here. So pawn there. Then take the queen. That's threatening mate. And okay, so came back with a quick win, although I'm down because I lost that second game. So I'm playing weaker players and trying to collect together some of my thoughts about what it means to have pieces that switch sides from one to the other. And this guy uses queen trick strategy. Maybe decent. Look, see what's going on. I'm just going to try to come up with something. Just knight in there. I need a piece. Okay, so I get a bishop. And I'll go with this bishop. Take. I don't want to give weakening of that square. So defend the bishop, attack there. Okay, so he's weakened himself quite a bit now. I'm on this pawn. He takes. Let's take back. I think my king's relatively safe here. His king's going to be in quite a bit of danger, so I should be able to win this quickly because does he have? I don't think he could draw me out. Bishop there. Okay, yeah, he walks into mate. He might have, computer analysis, whether I had the best move. So this guy is actually higher rated than me. Calls himself trainer. I think I played him and beat him. No, he's beat me 3 out of 2. So this guy is 3-2 against me, and he's only slightly ahead. I'm not sure. This same thing doesn't work. The knight, um, the knight check here. So his bishop defends the knight square, but I'll sack the piece. I only get one pawn for it. So I only got one pawn for that, but I think I get a tempo or two. May be worth it. Okay, so he sacks the piece right back. Bishop. And put knight here. Could have taken, but that was horrible. And now I'm lost. I had better way to play that. No, this basically guaranteed loss. I gotta resign. Okay, so not working out too good. I lost 2 games here, and I'm trying to talk and trying to darshan some thoughts on the meaning of Crazy House, and some of my plays lacking. It's all right. So my point of doing these streams is not like to demonstrate Doooovid crushing everybody, because not that egotistical. I'm more interested in advancing ideas, and I had thoughts on possibly some of the implications of what this whole Crazy House means, and pieces changing back and forth, and I keep on getting to these preambles about other things related to chess that I haven't even really got too much into. The whole crazy house thing. What does it mean that you have pieces that change from one side to the other? Okay, so it doesn't take the exchange. Here, there's a knight all the way over there. That's fine. I'll probably consider sacking. Okay, so goes there, and so he got some stuff on king's side, but it may not be enough. So he has a knight, so I got to acknowledge. Like I couldn't open up the knight. One thing before could get the piece right back. So you need to be careful, especially when you're conceivably just giving material right back. So if you play, oh, I was done. I probably didn't have anything otherwise in that case anyways, but at least he doesn't have a pawn to fork my rooks. So I should be all right. If he does the pawn, I could take it and the queen there and run. If he does pawn there, I can't go back as a mate. Okay, so use a bishop. So the knights are off the board. Like a knight and pawn wouldn't mate for him, but they're both off the board. So queen takes rook. Both queens he has. So the only way he gets a queen is if I place a queen. So I'm going to go for this. If he tries to do knight takes bishop, that's going to give me some sort of counterplay. Pawn takes rook here. So I'm not sure if knight check here, king takes, king here. King up. So I'm not sure if I want to get the rook and then play knight check, but that so I'm probably better off not taking the rook. Oops, that was just a complete. Okay, well, that was like a complete slippage there. I didn't mean to do that at all, and that's probably just going to be mate. It's just going to be mate. So I lost again there. So Doooovid is not performing that well. I'm still 4 out of 7, 4 out of I'm still 4 out of 7, but not performing that well. Still streaming it anyways, and so regular chess, whatever the pieces mean or it's symbolic. So I performing weaker in my play right now. So I think I got 13 people tuning in, but yeah, that whatever benefit however you interpret what chess means, that chess has your in the regular game of chess, you have your pieces, and once they're taken, they're over. They're on the side of the board till the game. They've been captured, or even some people use the expression killed, or however you want to look at it. That once your pieces are taken, it's over. As opposed to the crazy house, you could the pieces could re-enter the fray. In fact, so in bug house, when your opponent captures a piece, so it's interesting what the pieces represent. So I mean, technicalities for the game, the pieces are simply a pattern of representing geometric space. That's all there is to the game. The pieces are simply geometric patterns that represent very specific geometric spaces and what pieces can or can't do based on the simple pattern of the pieces, that how they move and where they move to. Okay, so not looking that great. Gotta come up with something. So let him take the bishop, and I'll try adding the knight here. So it's not looking that great. I'm down a substantial amount of material, and if these pawns crumble, I'm going to have nothing to show for it. So see if I figure something out. If he does pawn push here, okay, so I'm just going to castle, and he takes the knight, and that's annoying. Yeah, I'm just like down a whole army for nothing. You have almost nothing to show for it. I have a tiny mate thread here. That he obviously wasn't going to fall for, but I'm down so much material here. It's extremely difficult to even fathom having anything in return here. Get a few pawns, like or like a counterplay. Hope for like a minor counterplay where he wouldn't be able to place a piece quick enough, and he's got knight there and winning my queen, so that's just over. Lost again. I'm hemorrhaging. I'm almost going to go to below 2,000. So my talking and playing isn't working out too great today. Still 30 minutes left. I'm playing the stronger players, so my talking through the playing not really working out that great. So I wanted to conceptualize, because there's the nature of just winning, and so to say, the pieces, the patterns that they represent, versus thinking like, okay, is chess just basically like a silly kids game, like any other silly kids game, where there's pattern pieces, and you can say, okay, like it's a demonstration of intelligence for a working knowledge of how patterns work and things like that, or trying to read some greater meaning into the game of chess or something like that. And if you say, well, no, there's really no greater meaning to the game of chess, and so just from the pattern perspective of what it means to be making these moves, and versus just like, okay, well, these are the patterns. Like, who cares if it has no meaning? Chess is just a silly kids game, and has no meaning, and just like some sort of math game to teach kids how to think in patterns, and trying to put too much more thought into it is counterproductive, because they're at the end of the day, there's nothing more to it. It's just a simple kids game to help recognize geometric patterns. Um, versus okay, yeah, that's a lot of material. Yes. Oh man, same thing that I felt for that fork and queen before also, and that's just probably going to be the. I don't know why he does that. He just gave up an extra piece for nothing. But I'm not sure why he threw down that extra piece. If that helped him, he could do like knight takes pawn. I think take because the queen, blocking off. So if he placed the queen here, I could run up. So I have a decent amount of material to place, so he has to come up with something relatively quickly. So he sacks his queen, take it, places the bishop immediately, and yeah, he just has mate. Okay, so I get a negative record even. I think I've lost more than half the games. I'm still, hardly over 2,000. So keep on getting whacked, and I can't even talk about what I was trying to think into the meaning of um, the pieces being able to switch back and forth between various sides. So if you think like the ancient times, chess is a form of divination, or however you interpret the meaning to what chess has, versus where you have the pieces and they're on one side the whole time, and you have the bug house variant that is a team game. You have two different sides. Um, to Crazy House, which is like one board bug house, but um, without the concept of a bug house is interesting because you and your partner. So if you look at like chess spiritually, like possibly the forces of darkness and lightness, or whatever, however you want to interpret like the dark and light pieces. That there's been historical interpretations of what does it mean, the various sides in chess. What does it mean? Or does it mean anything? Um, it may not have been a good sack. Just gotta come up with something. Knight in here. Try to win a game or something, but unfortunately, in the situation, you could just play pawn there anyways. It didn't really even help. Although, you feed me some material. So even like a knight there to threaten the take. I don't have any. Maybe I'll play the rook down here. Just cause him a nuisance. Yeah, so queen there, pawn there, just gonna be annoying. So okay, so he lets my queen come in and take a free pawn. Um, Going like this. If he moves the rook to the file, take another pawn. So I fed the attack these pawns. Um, it's at the end of the line for my queen. So let's get a queen trade. So he takes like that. And I got a pawn in here. Takes knight. So I'm actually threatening mate. Queen check and rook there would be mate. And that's his queen. So okay, that's actually mate. Okay, so Renato, I'm playing some stronger players that I can't even get a very good ramble or walk through the games because competition's a little bit stronger. So, what does it mean to be able to change sides? So in the classic game of chess, if you want to talk like about possibly group selection strategy, what I put in the title, where you're part of a group. Permanently, your group strategy is a given that you can't change your group, if that's like your race or something like that. You start with that, and you have that till your death. So the pieces in the normal game, they're taken and they go to the side. And in Bug House, there's a little bit of a difference in the sense that the pieces, when they're captured, move to your opponent, but they don't switch colors. So in this, not only when you take a piece, it actually switches sides. So I was saying it's likely some form of reincarnation, whatever that means. Um, be a little bit careful. Queen down. He could have considered playing knight check, where rook would mate. Knight check, because if he king over, he would have the smothered, and if I take it, he would have the mate. I've used that motif myself. So I don't think he wanted to do that. He blocked off his own bishop. His bishop was his strongest piece right there, and he just voluntarily blocked it off. So be careful about the pieces. I go here. So he could play a knight here, which is powerful. You'll probably have to take it. No, I think I have a check there. So your knight there. Okay, so he allows me counterplay. So let's see, knight check here. He's not actually directly threatening mate. So let's see, if I do knight takes rook and he plays bishop takes rook. If he plays knight check there, I could do knight takes. Okay, so here I get bishop back, and if he plays king takes knight, I have knight there check. I'm threatening pawn there and rook down there. I don't see. Yeah, that's a good move. It's unfortunate. So I probably got to take it, and then get a rook down here. So yeah, if he pawn here is a mate threat. Although queen takes knight, I'm not sure if I do bishop takes knight. He plays knight there, and then I got to play king over, and he could try placing a piece there, take, and then he could, might have enough to offer a sacrifice. So he might be able to get away with queen down here check. I'm not sure, if placing a rook down here, if that would help, or if rook there check will be enough. I don't know about that. So gives me the queen take. I gotta take. So he only has one bishop. So he could do knight here. Okay, I definitely gotta take that. Take that. I'm not sure he has enough material. Yeah, I think I just play here. So he doesn't quite have enough material. So he used up all his material, and that's just going to be mate and knight mate. And he's down on time. So hardly won that game. So I'm getting whacked. I'm not even in the top 10. Not even in the top 20%. Let me see if you get a quick game. That game went all the way down to the line. And I haven't really even started to mention some of my ideas, but it's why I'm doing these streams, kind of just like a stream of thinking. So you say, Doooovid's not playing for ego. Like, I'm not trying to be the best. Like, it's a little boost of my ego to win these tournaments and be doing well. But end of the day, no, I'm like, I coach chess as a volunteer activity. as a service to give back, to Detroit or whatever. Um, I'm not really intending any benefit from doing that. And to me, chess is actually more of a preaching tool than anything else. That I largely use chess as a method to reach out to youth and try to convince them to take life seriously. And chess is just the method that I do that as a way of teaching thought and teaching pattern recognition type things like that. And anything more than that, I wouldn't even read into. But I like to think about the spiritual implications of chess and like pretend that there is some deeper meaning to it, which there may or may not be. And, okay, better. It's king here. That knight is loose. No, my queen will defend the knight, so that's loose. I'm on this rook. Um, I don't want to give him an opportunity to just place a piece for nothing. So if I play queen there, he's just gonna place a piece there for nothing. So I'll just go back, go up, and place a defensive piece. He has pawns coming in. So I've won some material here. That's just a piece. It gives him some opportunity to place something in there. Just gonna go back. Okay, that was unnecessary. Queen. I gave him unnecessary counterplay. He should really play pawn here, and he doesn't. So try to see, do I have any good strategy to attack? I don't really have a great strategy to attack here. He's pretty solid. I don't have a bishop. I don't have anything coming in. I'm just gonna give up the exchange. So he takes, get a bishop here. Not sure how he uses the rook. So he doesn't have, like, even pawn here, take. Go back with the bishop. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not being quick at all. So my performance here is much weaker than it's been in the past. That could be annoying. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I got to. Oh, I don't even have anything. This is really annoying. Now I'm going to lose a queen and have nothing because this is really pretty sad. I guess knight here. I should have done this before I gave up my queen. Knight check here. Um, Bishop check. Bishop there. I should have done that with my other bishop. So bishop back. There. Knight here. Did I somehow get mate here? Yeah, I think somehow I have actually checkmate here. Ironically, I had checkmate there. So I should have done that earlier. I had some crazy attack with a checkmate comeback there. I should have done that earlier. So just playing a few games, and I'm not even getting to philosophize on what the meaning is when you get to turn the pieces back upon themselves, and what does it mean that the pieces change sides? Like where like a defection. So in the ancient army, that I think there's a joke in a movie, or if anyone actually ever believed it, that when you kill an opponent in battle, he comes back as your slave. I forget what movie that they say that as a joke in, but if there's some element to the battlefield metaphor, that when you capture an opponent's piece, he comes back as your servant of your color. So like a defection, historically. So that guy Oki was, a crazy mirage, was looking like Shogi was a virgin a few hundred years ago, where they had pieces changing sides, or adapting, different, going from one side to the other. Um, so in the ancient battle where you have um, once the piece is out of commission, it's just out of commission. There's nothing for it to do the rest of the game. It sits on the sideline. You start a new game. So the piece is immediately put back into commission on your side, where you could basically do with it as you please. So get his rook or something. And not only did he lose a rook, that rook becomes mine to do with as I please. So bishop there was probably weak. I mean, if he played bishop there, a little attack, but now he's probably just losing material with no compensation. And so maybe I get a quick win. I'll be able to finish in the top 5. Try for like some sort of cheapo mate. I don't know if I have anything. And all he has is pawns. So I'm up 3 points. Just take the rooks, and I'm up. So a double. So it's like being up 2 rooks. Winning a rook is really like winning 2 rooks. So that's the effect of the crazy house like that. Let's get in on this queen. Operates. Try to come some attack. If he takes, I'll take back with this bishop and then get the tempo on his queen. Then the knight check there and rook check there is a threat. So knight check, rook here is a serious threat. Rook here anyways. I'll just take this knight. I'm threatening a knight fork and his queen if he takes the bishop. Got this knight fork. The trainer beat me twice with those intermezzos where I blocked a piece, and then the other knight fork finishing off. I fell for that twice. So this is almost over. We got a knight check, knight check, pawn here. There. Okay. And bishop double check. Okay, so takes that. This guy's playing to the end. And he's basically zero counterplay. He only has a few spite checks, but yeah, a lot of people, they like to play it out to a mate. That's fine. So see if I can get like 2 or 3 more games in here, and get to someone I thought what it means. So I thought, okay, so the the basic concept is simple, that you take a piece and it gets reincarnated back into the action. Like if the board is the material realm, and the piece, whatever it represents, the different functions, without getting too sidetracked, trying to think about what the possible representations of the piece could play. But if you have them as like human or conscious actors, that the piece is immediately, so to say, reincarnated back into action after it is decommissioned, and that has a lot of interesting implications. So, okay. But it's not like immediately reincarnated, like it's automatically put back on the board. The person who took it has the conscious choice of the method that they would like to employ that piece to be used, which is a further interesting factor. That's not just like, okay, you've captured this piece and now you could do with it as you please. It's that bishop there should be powerful. Give me a possibility of the knight intermezzo and on the queen. So that one's looking good. That's just a free pawn. I could even offer a queen trade. queen trade is definitely to my advantage. He doesn't have any checks. He have a hard time, so if he he's going to play pawn in there. If the rook moves, I'm just going to snap it. So this one's looking quite good. So I'm going to say the queen, I took his queen now, and he's taking my queen. We had a trade in the pieces. So the queen is in my ability to do with it as I please. So if you look kind of like a reincarnation, like a soul, a person leaves, and where do they re-enter? So if they had a battle, so you're saying consciously, if you die in battle to the opposing side, that the person who you died in battle with you against acquires your soul, and in essence could do with it as they please, that they could put it towards whatever use or desire that they you deem worthy to do with you. So I thought that was a interesting concept. That the so the reincarnation interpretation. So saying, okay, well, it's obviously some sort of reincarnation in the simple sense of the move. What does it mean to reincarnate? And it means, but okay, so here you're entering in the exact same form. So it's not like the soul of the piece could be used for a completely different concept. This piece is being reincarnated to the exact same nature that it had before, but it's changing sides. So that's the interesting factor of this is that the reincarnation here is always on the opposite side. So what do the different sides represent? If it was like an ancient, possibly like good and evil, like a dualism, or don't even want to get too much into possible racist connotations. What does it mean that the chess set is black and white, and do the black or black and white pieces represent a dualism, and that white would be good and black would be bad? In the ancient side of dualism, the battle that could be historically how it was interpreted, the battle, the battle between good and evil, and you had the the white pieces versus the black pieces. But when you lose, you're saying that you're reincarnated. Let's just mate. Oh no, it's not mate. There, that will be double checkmate. You're reincarnated onto the other side at the other player's whim. So I thought that was a pretty interesting concept, and I'm enjoying it. So the patterns here, just on simple chess play, like okay, I play like the King's Gambit or King's Indian, a more aggressive style, and so we play to win, and so go for the most direct attacking line. That's what I'm largely doing in these variants, where I'm playing the most aggressive attacking line right away, and take, and I get the knight, dual threats on both of these squares. See, sure play bishop in here to try to defend them. No, get this knight in here. So he's almost got to take, but I'll get rid of that pesky bishop, defending that attacking square. So even material here. Take, trying to provoke some sort of weakness. I got this pawn there, got the pawn there, knight takes there would open up his pawn structure. Possibly defending against e6, so take that, take that. Goes with the pawn. I'm gonna bring this knight in here. So I'm on this pawn. Bishop. I could consider bishop here. May not be so good. Let me just snap this pawn. So all of this, I've won a pawn. Yeah, so that's why I think I like this game. I mean, one thing, it has the more potential with the the more more pieces, and the more potential for various pieces that there's all over the board, and And okay, so if he's gonna let me take that, I'll take it. So now he's given up a few pawns. Go in here. Yeah, that's what I thought he would do, but okay, I just gotta take that. So all my squares are defended. Pawn down here is a pretty serious threat. I have to take, and he doesn't actually have any material. So that was my hope, that he just doesn't have any material here. Place a pawn in there. And place another pawn in there. If he sacks, I mean, so he's low on time also. So this game is taking a while, so I'm not really clarifying my opinions. Like a lot of these streams, it's hard to multitask. So just take that. I guess he got knight check, but now also he just doesn't have any material. He can't even take anything this move if he wants. He can't even threaten anything. And that just gives my king a running square. So here, he's got check there, so yeah, I block with the pawn there if he does anything. So yeah, okay, just place there. I'm not sure that helps him. Pawn there. I don't know how big of a threat that is. Go there. He's got bishop there. Here. Should knight. Okay, so he takes. I don't know where he plans on placing that knight. Just black. Take like this. Pawn there. I guess he's got knight, but queen there's checkmate. Okay. So he played that down to the wire, and so I come in here with fourth basically. So I'm going to get fourth. It doesn't look like anyone could catch up, and there's no way I'm going to be able to enter the top three, and all these guys beat me in this tournament. So congratulations to them for beating me. This guy just fell for this opening trap. So if he fell for this opening trap, he falls for it. So that's just the queen, and it just keeps on getting worse. Go up. I'm gonna take another piece. Just play there and take another piece. Oops. I've just seen blinders there. I wanted a quick win, and I played too quickly, so just a blinder there. So a chance to get back, get the queen out, or something. So pawn takes here is a threat double check. He runs back. So I didn't mean to let him run back there like that. And, so go with this bishop and the knight. And, take knight check. So if he goes back mate threats. Doesn't go back. Could be some serious trouble here. So check. He almost there, so he doesn't take it. So should be mate. And that will be mate. Queen sack at the end and mate. Okay, so I wasn't able to ramble much. I played a lot of chess, so I'm going to be playing less chess. Like I did a stream, I get a little people watching, and hopefully, be a little interesting. We'll talk through so you can see, these people all beat me. I performed pretty poorly. I lost 5 games. I lost like 50 rating points. So, but so I might move over to LI chess and try to try a little bit more, see what's going on, show you some of these stronger players. Yeah, not much. The remote possibility of some sort of quick victory. A minute left, so just play a little looser here, hoping for some sort of surprise or possibility, but there's nothing really doing. Yeah, nothing really doing here. Okay, well, 30 seconds. You could walk into mate in 1. I didn't expect him to, but leave the remote chance he could walk into mate in 1. Look over. On. Okay. Okay, so not the greatest showing, 4th play. I mean, it was a decent showing, but like so play to win. So when you don't win, it's so let me see what's going on here. Chess. Okay, so we'll try this this one here. This guy Ploitkin, he's got a 10-0 record against me, and you could see he's played 6,000 games. There might be a second account where he's played a lot of games. So there's a few players on this server that have really demonstrated severe knowledge of the game and been able to basically defeat me every single game. And so all glories to them, all praises to them for being able to do it. So this server gives a lot of waiting. There's fewer players and there's a lot more waiting. Maybe I'll even play in a regular tournament. I've been having a decent showing in regular chess, more so than my actually ratings are higher at regular chess and bullet than this game. So Soul Power, played this guy quite a few times. We're about even. He's got a 1-game advantage over me. So it's that here they have like the 20-second wait that people could use to start the game. And a lot of these people use the full 20 seconds like every single time or wait till the very last second. So who knows exactly what's going on. Chess.com, they don't have that. You start immediately and any time is taken directly off your clock. Okay, so not so sure about this guy's strategy. Play the knight there. I was going to play knight there, but I think here this will be better. So I don't get this strategy. He's given up a lot of material. Yeah, I don't see it. It's got a take that. Okay. Play back this way and see what goes on. So he sacrificed a substantial amount of material. Going this way because I think my king is gonna be able to eat this pawn and run back this way. So yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, maybe if he wanted somehow to get like a knight check, if like pawn there, bishop, but so maybe he allowed him too much. Now he's got. So if he comes in with the bishop, do I have a? No, I don't have a mate like knight here. So I got to block. I got to sack the rook. Oh damn, that's just mate. I got to sack the queen. That wasn't good. Okay, so he's only got a queen. So I might lose this game. So he's got substantial amount of material. It looks like that's mate no matter what I do. The queen there is just mate. Okay, this guy got me. So link that I'm streaming. These guys are less friendly. On the other server, people are chess.com. People are a tad bit more friendly. People here are relatively unfriendly, or most of the top players, even on chess.com, like most of the top players, they don't really talk so much, or they might have like a small group of players really talk amongst each other to trade tricks, because really you can only get so good at the game with you need to converse and work together with people in order to improve your game. So they have certain servers. Yeah, I picked up pamphlets today in my stream, my ramble. Not as many as usual because I just have so much material, and a lot of the stuff you just I know the type stuff that's in the booklet. So the first time at those engineering conventions where I pick up a lot of the material, so later to get like just more specifications of various stuff, it's not necessarily that interesting. I'm not sure if that's leading anywhere. This knight in here, someone's got to take. That and the pawn in there. The knight here is annoying. I forgot about knight there. That's going to be annoying. So I'm probably going to lose my queen. Okay. Well, yeah, knight there would have basically won my queen, but he didn't go for that. So it still might be to his advantage here. So I guess I put, so I have a lot of debates on my channel, a lot of talks with people about group selection strategy, and so that was my check, and I'll take here. It may not be that strong. So a group selection strategy, and the thought where usually you're on one side permanently. You choose a side, and that's the side you're on. You can't the rest of the game, so to say, you're on that side. You can't do anything about it. pawn there. I gotta play queen there. And he's got me pretty tight here, so bishop here. Okay, bishop there. I was more scared about there first, but I think my king wanted to run anyways. So, oh, he has two knights. So he has two knights. I can't let him. If I move there, he'd have the double knight mate check. So I got to run this way. So do the bishop out. I guess I got to run this way. So I only minor chances, like somehow he fumbles on time. He has two knights, so if he brings the knight in here, I could probably just play king up. So he might be better off running after my queen. So I mean, it could be running after my queen was a better strategy, which he could still employ, but he's running out of time. And now the queen doesn't even mate directly. So just pop the knight in. Oh, that's mate. Oh no, I could run this way. I thought it was mate, but it's not. I could run this way, and then well, that is mate. And he has the pawn too. So I fell the last second. This guy got me beat down again. So publicly displaying some of my losses here. So just try to keep my mouth fresh. I got to get back to work over the holiday. I played a lot of chess, and I want to get back to work. So I figure I'll just play a few games of chess. I'll stream this last one. I'm probably going to take a break. I won't be playing much chess. So, I mean, I'll still be doing the coaching on Fridays, but it'll probably be the last chess I play for a while because, largely I say chess is, just kind of just a waste of time, chess. So it's, I'm streaming. It's a little bit fun. You talk about it and, pretend that there's like some great spiritual implications. But even if I was winning, it doesn't make a difference. And saying like, the winning is the addictive part. Where it drags you in to want to play more when you win. But like generally, chess is just a game, so you got to be wary about the addictiveness of it. And okay, pawn here is pretty strong. Wins a rook. I think I'm going to take because he has a bishop. He places it there. Okay, so he needed that. I mean, he should have placed the. That does free up his piece, so it's a decent strategy. I'll play this bishop down just to defend my loose end here. If he's got to worry about his knights, although my bishop took that knight square, that would have been useful for me. Rook or queen. So, relatively, I gave him reprise. So this rook in there is a pretty powerful check. He doesn't. He only has a knight to block, so he probably should have thought about that. So I don't know where he goes. So I don't know if I think I'll do knight takes bishop because he already has a knight, and the knight only minorly helps him. And the pawn keeps the pressure up here like this. See, be I'm a little worried about the rook. Oh, my king could run, so I'm gonna do this check. Yeah, because my king could run. I'll take the rook. And I got the knight. If he blocks, I'm gonna have a knight check in here. Okay, so it goes like that. Just gotta give up the queen. I messed this up. He has knight check here, then knight check there, and then knight takes queen with check. And he sees it. We had knight takes queen with check. I don't know. I just he must have just had a blind spot and not realized that he had me beat there. And he just doesn't have enough material. I should be able to run my king. And he missed knight takes queen check. That would have been very powerful. He's almost out of checks. King there. So he could take the bishop. Running this way. So that was a fun game. He missed the easy mate, and I ended up running my king over the board till he ran out of time. Although after his checks ran out, I probably wouldn't have been able to mate him. So, expert. Let's see if I can get some sort of reprise, some sort of winning here. Yeah, I saw looked at the computer analysis, the various opening. We could look at some of that also. So, do I have a 6-0 record against this guy? This guy's higher rated than me, and he's only plays Crazy House. The only game he plays on this server, but I have a pretty good record against him. So play there. See, yeah, let's do it. Knight in there like this. Okay, so he wants to give up the bishop. Is that mate? Unfortunately, that's mate. So I'm going to take. Okay. Is that mate here? Oh, yeah, that was really bad. That queen is going to be pretty powerful. You got the mate there. I'm going to look at that. I went wrong there. So here they have the analysis boards, which is kind of useful. We play h3 is so he plays h3, and that's just not necessary. And so it tells me I should just take it. Bishop takes, bishop there, take. The bishop there was better. Okay, yeah, I had pawn there, so I had better moves. So you hear they have the computer analysis, which makes it more interesting. Okay, so I don't have any of my mods in the chat, so welcome Goose and High Tea and all the others. So see who's watching me play chess. I'll keep on playing for a while, see if anything. I'm kind of slow energy. Don't have too much energy to talk, but I figure I'd do one last chess stream now that the holidays are over. And I got to get back to work, back to research, back to moving forward these ideas. I don't have enough time to, I guess, waste or to spend. Waste is maybe unnecessary pejorative, but saying I coach chess as an activity to benefit kids and to give back to the community. And I'm a relatively good enough chess player that coaching chess is an effective volunteer activity for me. But at the end of the day, chess is it's just kind of like a silly kids game, so I can only give it so much time. Although I've liked this Crazy House variant, and within this Crazy House variant, so it's taken too long for me to find a game. Oh, they have Hyper Bullet on. So I thought maybe I'd play a regular chess game or something like that, but they have the hyper half minute. Maybe if I keep on playing at 8:30, I'll play another one. So we got Luke Ford here streaming. I'm sure he's talking about Steve Saylor. I got Soul Power again. This guy beat me last time. He's got a positive record against me. So I got to be careful. Like this H3 is not a good. You have to think about when is H3 a good move, when is it not, and what's the when should I play it, when shouldn't I? I mean, certainly here with his bishop in this situation, H3 is probably not necessary. In taking his bishop here, that pounds the pawn. So knight takes pawn's a pretty serious threat. Queen here leads right into a bishop maneuver. That would probably cost him his queen, so he's probably already lost here, actually. It's not looking that good for him. Knight check is very powerful because this bishop here is missing his bishop. It's not out, so he has 3 knights on the board, 3 knights that he could place. It's unclear exactly how we could do that in a useful manner. So let's play knight back. Save the piece. I mean, if he plays bishop here trying to attack this square, now at knight check here, pawn there. So let me check him. Go pawn here, knight check. So did I not accomplish anything? Yeah, so I guess I just didn't accomplish anything. Okay. Bishop here. Come up with some sort of strategy. So he can't block because I just take it. I'm not sure if did I accomplish something. So we took the bishop, and take the rook, takes it back, check, this check, that check, this check, can't go back because the queen. So if he goes there, I get rook there, winning the queen. Okay. And he's way down on time. So this one looks like I'm able to compile a victory here. Doesn't really have any counter, so let's play that one first. Now if he takes the rook back, it's checkmate immediately. Okay, so Soul Power, who was in first there, he was pretty good record there. He was beating down quite a few people. That's where I'm underperforming here. So I would need quite a few quick victories for any chance of coming back. Just one victory to make it into the top 3. So the nature of these things is you play to win, you play for victory, and then it's like a feeding the ego. It leads to kind of like a wasting time because, like, even if you were like Nakamura, one of these famous players that makes a living for it, or gets invited all over the world to play chess, that say that's not going to be Doovidism. As a chess coach or someone successfully trains kids to be relatively good chess players, I'm never going to be able to make a living over it, and I'm not going to be able to. Be famous at doing it. It's just a volunteer activity that I choose to do, and keeping my mind sharp. And so this crazy house variant gave me a little revival energy and re-interest in chess. It was largely just the combinations and the thinking that was interesting to me, without like some of these conceptually, like reincarnation seems obvious, to what's going on. Like there seems some obvious connection. So play bishop there. Sex is queen, and I'm just going to play here. This is knight where it wants to go, and then take the pawn. So take the knight. Okay. So take his knight. Take that. Okay, forgot about that. Anyway, I'm going to take the rook. I gotta try to get some sort of compensation. If I just took the knight, then his rook would be able to move, and it might have had something, but I figure I got to aim for some sort of compensation. Place the rook down immediately, and I'm not sure the knight benefits him. I'm not sure his knight could do anything. Like he's got knight check there. The queen takes rook, so yeah, he goes back that way. He doesn't have any material. Like his only thing to place down is that knight. So I don't know if bishop takes pawn is enough. Bishop takes knight. So I'll take the rook. Oh, he takes my rook with check. That's annoying. Yeah, I gotta go up. You're taking rooks either way, so either way I'm losing a rook. So not looking good. I'm down quite a bit of time. And knight check here was a minor threat. So I tried bishop down there. Takes okay, took that way. That's what I was hoping. So I guess you could retreat with the queen and the rook. Just don't have any time. And I'm not really winning. Well, that was probably not the greatest move. Not really a material place. I probably should have taken that. So this guy should have me here. Just always freezing at the end. I lost some time too. Maybe it was blundering me. Yeah, he couldn't finish me off. Sometimes it's hard to finish people off. Okay, so a pretty poor performance on this stream. That's fine. It's good to show a poor performance. You let people play. Just play some chess, and I guess stop doing it. You play to win. Winning becomes addictive, and then just playing largely for the sake of winning, and then is there any real purpose? Because there's really no prize for winning at chess, and even popular chess players are generally not very nice people. As in terms like chess players, people who you're active players of the game of chess, so to say, that they could be known to be not the nicest people or whatever. So you're saying what advantage is there to being good at chess? And the advantage is minimal, and you can't really build community among chess players because it's a competitive game, and the people who play generally are not so nice. So that so to be the best among a bunch of people that aren't so nice is what does that get you? Not much. So look at just chess is just mental exercise, a good way to keep the mind fresh. As a kid, it's a good way to meet people. When you're younger, there might be more value to chess and the ability of chess to meet intellectual people. As you get older, something you play, you just want to win, or whatever the reason a person plays. will become more limited to as a kid. It's more interesting just to figure these patterns out. So the best players at this game, usually the people on the server who have invested the time to have played, you know, many games of this variant, and figured out the patterns and the best strategies and things like that, is quite a feat, quite a phenomenon, and sort of saying the love of patterns that is necessary to be a good chess player. That's basically what it is. It's the love of pattern solving that creates good chess players. And to be good at it or something, what does it mean to be better than the next guy or something? At recognizing patterns, if there is such a thing. So this guy just keeps coming at it. Okay, just did it again and again and again, and take that was a bishop. So checking like this. I guess you could do bishop there and trade a bunch of stuff off. Take. You could take my rook. Not sure how much that helps him. Going like that. Leave myself that square for my king if I need it. And okay, so he tightens on with the bishop. And let's play there. So if he wants to sack a whole nother piece to recreate that, that's his prerogative. And he doesn't even take it. So I'm not sure what the strategy was there. Okay. Back. There. Guess he's got to worry about time. I've slipped at that. And I mean, it was obvious what I was doing, and he only had 2 moves back and forth. So I probably could have, if I had more time than him, I probably could have flagged him, but I had less time than him, so my mouse moves were even slower than his. And when it comes down, like you play like I find myself doing, because you play chess, you play to win, and like what does it mean to win at chess? Like what does it mean you won the game? So obviously there's the conceptual level of the patterns and the definition of the game, what it means to win and to have checkmate. Or you're playing time. So the accepted agreement when you play the game is a time victory, is any other form of victory. But so that's the nature to come down to this flag, the time scrambles, and just do whatever you can to win. So I think I still got 10 people watching. I'm going to play in a regular tournament. Okay, yeah, so this advertisement. I'm not sure I'm going to go with that. Might do some trees, smoke some trees. Yeah, it's a long time of waiting. Like the problem with this server is it's just a lot of waiting. So even if they have a few people waiting for games or spectators, that and it's the same people. Do we really want to play each other? So even if you were this guy's soul power in first, it's like, okay, I won. Um, so the playing for really the love of the patterns. So when you teach chess to younger kids or something like that, and you're looking at it as just a method to teach kids how to take thinking more seriously, versus um, what does it mean to be a competitive adult player? So I'm gonna see, try to get the game here of the 3 minute. I'm trying to get my regular ratings over 2,200. Yeah, I think I've done about as much with the Crazy House. Like, so it was a fun excursion. Like, I discovered the game. It was a good way to spend time. I might, look into a little bit more thought to it. So I got your imaginary friend. And he plays into my regular King's Gambit full center. He gives me the full center. Little, side play. See what happens. See if he pushes. Okay. So that's my bad bishop. Maybe. Let's see what that goes. Do I want to hold on to this bishop? Doesn't have much to do with it. So he could take this pawn. May have been better for me to take that pawn. Not sure. So pawn here. Threaten knight here. Okay, he lets me bring the knight in here. Got a little weaknesses. So it's just such a slower game than Crazy House. The Crazy House, they're flying all over. There's so much happening so quickly. Saying this. Oh, so that's a horrible move. Gives up the pawn with check, and it's almost mate. See, it's almost mate. Bring my queen in there. He's got to bring his queen in here to try to defend it. And I could probably do like knight check. It's all that I'm actually only up one pawn. So I'm not sure. Bishop moves around. I probably gotta go in like this. So he takes knight there, would make it pretty difficult for him to wedge that pawn out. Defend this pawn like that. Hold Derek Agov. Takes like that. Okay, so I get knight here, knight coming there next move. Pawn there. This is looking pretty good. I don't know if I have a clear path to victory here. So compared to, that's why Crazy House is so much more exciting than just regular chess play. That there's there's not really anything that could be done to make this more exciting here. That just the end games, they're kind of cool. See what happens here. Pound him down with the end game. He can't really take that because then this pawn queen. So I'm gonna be able to do maneuver my knight. I could try moving my knight around this way or this way. Knight here. Well, yeah. So that's just the victory. It's got to take, and then create a pass pawn. Okay, so maybe get one more game. See if Joseph get me high again tonight. Yeah, the Crazy House is definitely more fun and active to see. So these minor rambles, like Doovid's chess streaming, like an occasional chess stream I like doing, but yeah, I mean, there's so many chess players that just substantially better than me that it makes it people who enjoy watching me play chess or see a little bit of patterns or even talk through it. I'll try the bullet one if I'm having better results in the bullet. So this guy's relatively pretty weak competition. So I berserked him, give myself half the time. And thank God he's playing pretty quick himself. Okay, come like this. Try knight here. Take that. That's a fork. Okay, so he blunders pretty quickly. Queen takes the rook. I'll probably take that pawn. Just tidy up here. Take that. Let's go here. Decent amount of material. So trades down, even though he's down material. Okay, I can exchange some pieces. So he doesn't want to exchange. Protect that pawn. Most likely his threat. I guess you could play pawn there. Be a little careful. Make it interesting. Go back. Pawn there. There. Where does he move his bishop? I guess he's got to play bishop there. Pawn there. Takes king there. Oy vey. Now I'm down. Full rook. So Doovid almost certain to lose to this substantially lower rated player. Just fun at chess, is always a chance. You probably just take that pawn. Why not? We'll take there. Give his king a chance to run in. There's a close to zero chance to even draw this. The minor chance that this guy wouldn't be able to do two bishops or something like that. Probably just run his king over, so my king can't even get in if it wanted to. My king is completely trapped here. My king only has these two squares to run between, and I'm down on time. So he's got to let my king breathe, somewhere here. And that's mate. So you got two different mates. Okay, so Doovid got whacked against a pretty weak player. So my I'm going to edit this. Doovid gets. Okay, so I've changed the title there, so see people get to see Doovid get a pretty big beat down here. So I'll do 1 minute tournament, and probably not going to do that much talking because it's hard to talk and play extremely quickly at the same time. Although even though my performance has been pretty subpar, so not sure any advantage to that. But since I still got a minion watching, I'll do a minute tournament. So stream this. Yeah, chess players generally not that friendly. So even when you stream, it's like this guy's better than you. Why would I, like, or so most of my viewers are non-chess players or beginners. To my level isn't that important. Saying Doovid is a well-known chess coach, and that's based on the results of my students, and more as chess as a pedagogic tool in the results of the kids in the program in general life, as opposed to chess itself. Although we win local, junior competitive tournaments. Um, in terms of larger chess school, doesn't have any implications of that. So say like I played a lot of chess over the holiday, try to sharpen my mind. Not sure how well that worked out. So you got whacked, losing some rating points. Well, I'm actually the highest ranked seed here in this tournament, so maybe even coming with some sort of chance of winning here. You get the anti-chess, atomic chess. Okay, so 20 seconds and probably be the last stream. I'll stream this, and it's probably going to be not too much chess playing after this for a while. So this was my chess for a while, and
10, 9, 8, 7,
the 10 countdown. They're going to pair me up against this
4, 3, 2,
top players came in last second. So this top guy actually beat before. Okay. So this variation is weaker. Like I should play something different than the e5 when he plays his bishop out there. So I end up in this variation that relatively is just not all that great. But at the same time, he may not have properly finished me off. Like he may, like, even grabbing this pawn, I might be able to come back and nab a different pawn. So I probably just got to defend that pawn and say, does he have a mate? I probably should just play pawn there in the first place. It's going like this, there, rook here. I don't know if he even has any threat. Just rook here, takes, there. Guess I'll just play like this. I'm not sure if that's any good. Go up like this, take. So it's going to be an extreme time battle, and okay, falls for that. He lets me. Not sure how he lost that. So he probably had an advantage there. I probably didn't have a winning endgame, so I could do the computer, analysis there at the end. But like certainly, I probably shouldn't have won that. But 1 minute leaves interesting possibilities for mistakes on either side. Endgame, time scramble. So generally, I only play chess. Extremely quick chess. That's the only chess I play is because I'm playing largely to keep the fresh thinking, deep thought. Like there's many methods that I could use to try to keep my mind active and in deep thought. That chess is one of my better methods for quick thought. I think I'm just going to take. I come down here and take there, take there. Keep some sort of record of what's going on here. Not sure. So see all these pieces around. Text the bishop. So I'm down in time. I got to play quickly. Okay. I had knight fork there on the queen. So if he doesn't, I'm gonna snap. Okay. So he hangs the fork that way. Okay, so we'll see if he plays on just time. So I've actually recouped my time advantage. Just get behind these pawns. Wow. Oh, I lost on time. I mean, time to draw. All that in. He played to the very end. He got the draw. He got the point. So I thought I had mate, but I played that. Adam versus Michael Green is live. So yeah, I'm going to tune into that right after. So I'm looking forward to that. That was an unfortunate draw. Like I would have been in first place if I had been able to win that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Adam Green and Michael Brown. See what he says, and I guess I'm not really rooting on either side, but I'm more on Adam Green's side than Michael Brown. I think at least Adam Green. Somehow we have like one of these ironic friendships, I guess, where I have one of these ironic friendships with Adam Green. But should be an interesting debate. Thanks for pointing that out. Definitely tune into that as soon as I'm done here. I'm just going to try to collect this pawn. Over. See. It's probably bad, but I'm just going to collect that pawn. And okay, so like that. Back. Take there. So he's losing on time. So that unfortunate that one game that I drew, I won't have my berserk going on. Like I should have had berserk, but I didn't because I drew that game. But I'm still, in the top here. These other people already got their berserk going on, so that was unfortunate. I was top rated seed. Now they might put me up against one of these tough players. See if I get my rating over 2,000. So is Adam Green? You want to put the link? Where's that on Adam Green's channel? I'll check that after this. I'm going to finish out this tournament, and I watch these things in 2-speed anyways, so I'll catch up. Okay. On. Pawn. Back. Takes. There. This bishop back. here. On there. There. Safe in here. I just play here. Still, oh, we could take my knight. It was bad. So we need still a bishop of opposite color. Oh, that was really bad. I hung on my rook. Now I have, just minor chances of a flag win here or something like that. He does have a pretty low time. That's my queen for nothing. That was my queen for absolutely nothing. I don't know how we... I couldn't do my quick moving at the end. I lost my hand. I guess I've been at this mouse for like a few hours, so I couldn't even do. I was up time. I should have been able to win that one on time. So you'll see Adam Green is coming in pretty quickly, so I'm gonna try to check that out. And I've lost the patience. I kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to, I played over the holiday, and I don't really have that killer spirit that you need to good chess, because I don't really care whether I win or lose, I guess. It's kind of, it's just like, it's just a kid's game to that extent. I can't bring myself to take it seriously enough to be highly competitive. That's necessary for top play. Move quick to come up with some concept here. Oops. That's going to be annoying. He just plays queen in there. I got nothing. Can't stop it. I'll take there too. I got minor run for the border. He doesn't win the exchange. And just run for the border. And I'm way down on time. That's queen for nothing. Yes, this guy beats me pretty bad. Although I guess somehow I'm 1-0. That's the guy I beat the other time. So yeah, that was bad. That time loss. Yeah, my mind is just working slower than competitively. So I don't know why this guy berserked me. He's pretty quick. He's moving pretty quick. The guy's lower rated than me, and he berserked me. Okay. Well, so his queen side's not very developed. Looks like mate. So he walks into mate. Doesn't change. Okay, am I even in the top 10? $17. So there's still enough time to get a little streak going there. Like everyone, oh man, I meant to play something different. That wasn't what I wanted to do. These aren't openings. I usually play like the exact same setup and structure basically every time, so this isn't one of my regular structures. But I guess I have a fine position. Let's take that. Oh. It was bad no matter how I play it, but yeah, he could have won that pawn. That pawn was just hanging. I'm severely down on time here. So these 1 minutes, you got to be extremely quick, and then I got caught into a setup that I wasn't hoping to play. My queen was just hanging there for nothing. I'm downtime. I got no compensation. That was just horrible. So you always have the possibility of a streak. So yeah, just low energy. Doooovid in his low energy is not enough to have high performance in these tournaments. Okay, but this guy just moving too quickly for his own good. Queen. He really doesn't want to trade queens. If he trades queens, his attack's basically over. I don't know if I was down on time. It probably was a bad move to get back that piece for nothing. I'm up a pawn, but I don't know if I have anything. If I had mate in one, I didn't have anything. I had like a basic mate in one. Work, so oh, he walked into that. It's not good enough. Yeah, I lost some time. Okay, so Doooovid is just getting whacked. I think everyone's seen enough. Not too much in the chat, so I'm going to go hop on to Adam Green. Blessings. Thanks for tuning in. Got a little chess there. This will probably be my last chess stream in a while. A good reminder to myself that can't waste that much time playing chess. Chess is a good game. It's fun. I don't even really make good people. If I met good intellectual people playing chess, make me more likely to do it. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't even. People kind of like ghost. Everybody. Chess is a competitive game, so you don't really make friends. Sometimes you make people that have short-term alliances for victory, but you don't really make friends playing chess. As a kid, you could make friends playing chess. To some extent, because you have that self-improvement process where people want to get better at the game, so they work together. But it usually relates into the us and them mentality. And chess by nature is a dualist game. So let's say like who's in the chat. I wasn't even reading the chat, but like kind of like all my trolls in the chat anyway. So see, okay, but blessings. So I'm not sure if I even have any friends who watch me doing this, but have a great night, everybody. Take care. And so Doooovid will, on the humble level, my last stream will be largely losses. So anyone who watches me could see Doooovid's humility and just showing my defeat and people crushing me, and as a good reminder about waste of time. Got to get back to work. Going to try to forward my research, get back to my Ask the Rabbis and engineering. I'll probably continue the weekend review of Jennifer. Like I gotta say, like I wasn't really interested in speaking to any of those people. Like I didn't miss not speaking to any of those people that like usually come onto those streams. So um, most of the people that like I interact with, they're largely negative interactions. So hopefully people tune in, they like my content. I'll be able to build up somewhat of an audience base that is interested in forwarding similar ideas. Although that doesn't appear to be the direction of current YouTube. I was watching the Mark Zuckerberg um, on Capitol Hill, so I'll probably watch the end of that. If I wasn't, I would have been playing chess anyways. I probably would have been listening to the that as I played chess. So I figured I'd just stream it, get the chess out of my system. So that'll probably be the last chess. Because I'm always playing chess, I might pop on and play a little here and there. But I wanted to get it out of my system. Time to get back to work and put the stream out there. Chess is one of the things I stream. But there's plenty of players much better than me, so I encourage you to go to any of the players that stream often much better and try to get more of this research forward. So God bless. Have a great day, everyone.